Join us today. We're going to give you an update on the growing. Well, it started out as 4 to 6 pumpkins on a plant. We're down to 3. We're going to show you the final 3, or is it the final 3? It's September 9th. Growing multiple giant pumpkins on one plant, breaking the myth you can only grow 1 per plant. That is a common misconception by a lot of gardeners. All right, so please join us. Cinderella pumpkin. So here's my idea. I had put this up on the table last week, but now I'm thinking let's get it growing. And I was thinking about using that tomato cage, but let's try this. Let's dry fit this and see what happens. If it's not ready yet. See, actually that would probably squeeze the bucket. There's my idea. Can you show them that? All right, what I might do is put it back on the table, let it get a little bit bigger, and then come back and set this on the pail so we can grow a Cinderella pumpkin. All right, this is pumpkin. So we're gonna come back in a few days. We're gonna let the pumpkin set on there and get a little larger. I was thinking about using the old Uncle Bob's tomato cage, but that's much bigger than a 5-gallon pail. I may come up with a better way to pad the edge of the pail. This is an old nasty mortar bucket from my tile work. And we'll set that on there. I may drill a couple holes in the bottom of the bucket so it doesn't collect water in there. And we'll Cinderella this thing. You know, it's September 9th. It may get to grow decently for another month, who knows. If we get frost, I do have all these ropes. I could break out and put frost protection over this entire plant if I choose to. All right, but there's my first idea, growing multiple pumpkins on one plant. We have lost a couple due to rot, but let's go over. Here's one here that started growing, and you can see it's starting to rot. Too much rain. Let's go check out the big one. I took down the fence. I dropped the fence down today so I could give you a better view of our second pumpkin. This is a second pumpkin. If you've been following the videos that we started, the first one split back with the Bubba patch. This is number 2, and I believe, I haven't taped it, but it's getting pretty massive. I'd say it's between 600 and 700 pounds easily. And this is the 2365 Wolf is the male pollinator. And I was telling Birdman, this thing's solid. You hear that? I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. It's solid. I got the Grim Reaper. I invited the Grim Reaper along to let you see a size comparison on the size of this beauty, man. I'm loving it. But what we're doing here is I just showed you the clip over there, that we're going to let that grow a couple more days and then set it on the pail and grow a Cinderella like Jack wanted to. Turn it up on its blossom end and grow a Cinderella. We're not doing much feeding. It's been raining. It's Cloud-mageddon, so the growth is slow. We're well into the 60s. Today's the high's only going to be like 67, 70 degrees today. The plant's still trying to produce fruit. Look at this. There's a little pumpkin right there popping up. It's trying to produce more. I've been watching the watermelons, culling the watermelons. I'll show you the watermelon in a second. I have treated the plant with some Eagle 20. I'm sure we have some powdery mildew. I can show you right now. It gets down to these cool, cloudy days at the end, and you just got to fight disease. The nutrient uptake is very slow. I've done some foliar feeding. The last time I watered, I did use the rain barrel up there. We mixed up a batch of fertility and watered it in, because the rain will leach most of your nutrients off the soil. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go see if I can find a little spot of powdery mildew and show you that. All right, so the best way to eradicate this powdery mildew on one leaf, I don't see any other leaves around here that have powdery mildew on them. This is the only leaf, okay? But as you can see, it is slowly starting to spread to the next leaf. So what I'm gonna do is take and cut. I'm gonna cut the leaf, and we're gonna carefully, a garbage bag would probably work better, but for now I'm gonna throw it in the fish pail and get it out of here. I don't want the spores blowing all over the garden. And we'll go ahead and take this leaf off too and stuff it in here. This leaf too has some spores. Let's just get rid of this mess of leaves around here that are in contact. Here's another one that's in contact. We'll get all these leaves out of here. Better to destroy 4 or 5 leaves than to have that stuff spread like wildfire across the whole patch. See, here's another one. Let's get rid of it. Better to lose a half a dozen leaves. And I see here's another one. All right. Here's another for your brother. Let's get rid of them. Slow it down. I should come back and spray this area with some more Eagle 20. It is systemic, but hey, we'll keep it going. It also helps with root rot and stuff that may lead to the blossom ends. But hey, join us. We're going to come back. We'll be back. More videos and see us grow the Cinderella pumpkin if she survives. Macy's pumpkin. Still growing, still healthy. We have the sand under it. Stem's looking decent. Got a nice shape on the front. Sounds rock solid also. Probably 225 pounds. So, like I said before, if Macy isn't a good girl, we'll find a boy named Mac. And we'll give Mac Macy's pumpkin. I think if I had to do that over, I'd made it a little bit smaller so it doesn't look like Mac. Right. Sharing some of the problems I've been having. These pumpkins are trying to rot. I think it's all the rain. Now this is dried up right now. I'm keeping the fan on it. This fan's been running now for quite a while. Last 7 to 10 days I've had the fan running. And I have my little thing of sulfur fungicide that if it does get wet, I scrape it out and apply the fungicide on here. But it seems to be pretty much dried up. I'm gonna leave it alone. It even had those little brown marks. I was concerned 2 weeks ago when I discovered this, that I thought, oh God, it's gonna rot. It seems to keep going, it's growing. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that we make it to the finish line. So there's a little tip, keep an eye on your blossoms. Here we are in the watermelon patch. Here's my melon just struggling with these cool temperatures. We have a 66-inch circumference. And this is a nice melon. They like the warm temperatures, the warm nights. And we really, even today the sun's supposed to be out, but it's cloudy. We got some sun. And but watermelon tips. This plant's kind of growing wild. The weeds are starting to take over, but keep in mind it is September. And I'm gonna feed what I can, water what I can. I just ran a sprinkler for 45 minutes while everything is wet. And I'm gonna go ahead and dump a few 5-gallon buckets back up here on the hill with a little fertility in the water, maybe 1 teaspoon and 5 gallons of water-soluble fertilizers. And that'll be it for now. The growth is slow, doesn't need a lot of fertilizer. Plants are looking reasonably healthy, so we'll keep them growing. Okay, that's it. Hopefully we're gonna take this to a surprise contest. And there's only a couple of people who know out there where I might be going. And we're hoping to take this to a surprise contest and see a bunch of friends October. Mine, we're down to 3 pumpkins, but we've already taken 800 pounds off the plant. 500 pounds, the Bubba Patch pumpkin, and 292 went to the state fair. All right, so let's keep track of this. 800 pounds and still growing. 3 more pumpkins to go if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. There's my sophisticated watering system, $9.99 at the Home Depot. Actually, no, I had bought the $9.99 sprinkler head. I went and bought that one. Was more like, I believe it was $24, a much nicer sprinkler head. The $9.99 one failed. So I bought the nicer model. Never buy the cheap stuff. I knew that before I bought the $9.99 one. Always buy quality stuff. When I purchased, there you go, baby. Watering. We'll let this run for 45 minutes to an hour. Ground is dry, and now the sun is out. Praise the Lord. We can actually use some water. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I say, turn on your notifications, subscribe to the channel. Please join us for more gardening with Jack and Bubba. We got our fish clips, Bubba's Home Fix-It tips, and more. Please join us. Thank you very much. Keep it a secret, but go tell a friend. We're sharing videos around the world.